All right, people. We're going to fork you this time. This is actually, I'm playing an even game. Might actually lose this game, but we'll see. I usually don't, but every so often I will lose when it gets closer to my rank. So we'll see. I think I've actually said this before. I prefer the nice move over there. I think it's just a little bit more solid in terms of actually like securing territory. But this one isn't so bad, especially against me. It's not the two-step leap on the 3-4 isn't so bad, especially against me, because I honestly haven't learned how to actually take advantage of that. So since I haven't actually learned to take advantage of that, it's actually okay against me. I think against other players that are more familiar with it, though, they would make you pay more later. But with me, I truly don't know how to completely take advantage of it. Since this is an even game, we'll just go with the right setup. I can do this, but he could fly down afterwards. This I don't think is worth it, so I'm just going to go with this. I'm very tempted to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and go with this as well. Standard setup. Whichever one he does, I'm going to attack the other. That's my plan right now. I haven't actually played a common setup like this for quite a while, because usually someone does something goofy in like the regular games I play. Okay, so he did that. I'm going to invade this. This doesn't have too much territory here. I'm almost tempted just to do this, but I think I should do this. I don't know if this is actually a good move, but I'm really used to doing this. I probably shouldn't have done that. I needed to come up this way. Sacrificing this stone is okay, because there isn't that much territory associated with this stone. Especially if I can get the corner. Like this is just a bad habit move. I know I shouldn't do it most of the time, but I just do it out of habit. I like securing the corner territory. Is what I'm saying basically. Yeah, I have my little habits that are hard to break. Unfortunately, it just works that way. It really does just work that way. Unfortunately. It does secure most of the corner. He can take that stone whenever he wants. I really don't care about that stone. But getting the corner limited out like makes taking this stone really not all that. I don't think it's like all that worthwhile to actually take that stone. Because you've already got like all this side. If he goes here, I'm going to cut. I'm going to Hane. So he actually has to extend. And I can actually go over one. Okay, that's a weird move. That really is a strange move. I've not seen that move. I've actually never seen that move. That shape isn't very good. Yeah, the shape just isn't very good. I don't know if that was the right move. I might have been just better off like doing this. I'll have to I'll have to look at it later myself. But this shape is just not very good. So he's definitely losing this particular exchange. Um, I'm using this to get some territory over here. At the same time, I'm going to make sure he can't seal this in. Obviously, right now he can't seal this in because if he tries, he's going to fail, but, you know. The point is, like, black doesn't actually get much territory over here, and white gets a large space over here. Oh crap. Uh, yeah, I should have done one, I definitely should have done, like, one less than this. I think this is okay, but I am not 100% sure. I'm not going to let him get these two stones. It's okay to sacrifice these two. Like, if he really wants the stone, he can have it. I, I can come down this way, but I don't think it's actually worth going down that way. Going to Atari first. I think the best move is just to let him take those two on Gote. Yeah. Actually, it might be Sente, because if I do this, he extends down, then this becomes Sente. And I don't really want to deal... I mean, I kind of want to do it just to see how it turns out, but I don't think I really should. Um, you know what? I'm going to do something really stupid and do this, I think. It is a lot of territory. I know I should play C18, but I want to see how this turns out because I haven't played this variation before. I also think that's the wrong way to play this. I can't do that now, but because he now can do... I can't do this now because then he can actually come up this way. But I can Hane this first. This, however, gives me a lot of problems. Because now he can kind of capture this, so you're kind of sacrificing this right now. But this is a lot of points, I would guess. So I kind of have to do this because he sacrificed so much in here that I'm willing to make that trade. Plus, he gave me the entire corner. So I think it's okay. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's okay. And plus, this isn't a clean kill. Not yet, at least. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to... actually do anything with me here. Because remember, like, without that corner, this group is still weak. Probably shouldn't do this, because if I do this, then yeah, I can't do that, but this would actually be a problem if he hunted out, so I'm just going to connect, and he has to actually go back. He has to spend a move here, or here, regardless, whichever one, and then I can come out this way, and he can't really stop me. You guys can talk to me on the live chat over here if you really want. I can see it now. I don't know if there's anyone here actually. I can see it now, so I can answer questions. This is actually one of the higher Q games that I've actually played on my teaching stream. This is immediate. The thing is, like, even if you can live in here, it's generally not a great idea to do this, because it lets me come out here. And obviously, if you let me kill this, you just lose. So there's problems with this move, because I can just do this. You only have 4 liberties, and I actually just have more liberties than you do.
You have 1.
So, like, I think this would have worked fine as well. This, because you can just come down, he can't really do anything. Yeah, and if he tries to do this, you can, I mean, it's dead either way. So this is a short game to actually review, and we'll go ahead and review it before I start another game. But 4Q game. Short game because it's a short fight. Go here, here, invade here. Invading here is not the best move, but it's the one I pretty much always do because this stone seems a little bit weak. That, like I said, that's not a good move. I think this, and then probably this. I want to say like this might be the best move, or maybe even just like a small thing here. I keep on wanting to do this though, because the corner I just want to seal off, and if without the corner, like this stone being captured just isn't that big of a deal. Some people also play that and then come here. That's also fine, but black can actually start something around here as well, targeting this cut. So then it becomes a little bit more complicated in the fighting. So generally I like to secure, generally like I think you should do this and then maybe just do this because there's more potential here than over here. And you can always, like if black doesn't play another stone, you can always play something like c10. So if black does this, you can do this, he'll probably block, and then you get Sente, and that's definitely to your advantage. There's just not too many points here. So I immediately lost like 0.9 points when I do that, but that's just a habit. There is also some Aji here, but I would rather have him block and just seal in the corner. That, I don't really know, like, I think I would just go here. You might want to think about this, but this is a very sticky option. I guess you could do something like that, but, you know, it's not clean because he can always do something like, white can always do something like that. So that really doesn't make any sense. Like I said, this move probably wasn't the best move for me. I think if I just did this, it would have been fine because he would actually have to respond. Otherwise, I have this Hane move, right? If he actually responds, then I get to do this. Like, this is definitely better for white. So this particular move doesn't make any sense. I got this out. Yeah, the best move is easily just to do this, have white do this, and then attack this with a move like this or something like that. Because then, like, white's territory isn't too big, and you still have these two stones, which are kind of heavy under attack now. So that's definitely, like, the best move. I don't know what I would actually do in a situation like this. I might just try to live down here. And I don't know if he can actually kill me. He probably could. Probably not. What about ignoring B16? You could also ignore B16, yeah. I mean, you could just play out here, because this would put this group of 3 stones under attack, but the group isn't really that big. So ignoring B16, I think, would be okay as well. Because if I do this, if let's say I don't know where you move. Like, you move here, I do this. You move here, and I take another move to try to kill this. I mean, I think this is just an advantage for black because that's not enough points there. So, yeah, you're right. Ignoring B16 would actually work perfectly fine. Yeah, this is definitely the best move because I have to answer this. I never really thought about this move because, to me, oh yeah, you can't actually do that. You would do something like that. You would live here, but white would definitely have a huge advantage here. So that's not good for black. I forgot about that. This is pretty complicated. I did this, not a good move. That is the right move. I definitely should have done this. Because then if he cuts, I have a ladder. This I just messed up on. He cuts, I'm going to go underneath. I do this. He does that. So this is the right move. But I definitely probably should have just done this. I think this is Sente for me. And I would just be able to come out this way. But I decided to play this to see what happened. It's not, I don't think this is a bad move, honestly, now that I look at it. I actually don't think this is a bad move. I think you just should give up. Look, the thing is, like, I think you should just play here and then attack this move, these stones. I think you should just play here and attack these stones. I mean, realistically, like, expanding it isn't, these 3 are dead, and these 3 are dead, so you should just basically, like, take the Sente here. So he does this. I'm going to go here. I have a feeling that you have to extend, and then I'm going to kill these. So, I mean, like, this is pretty even right now because this is essentially dead. But I think that's the wrong move. I think you kind of have to attack this way because I have to answer this. Like, yeah, those are dead, but those are always dead. You do have to, like, I would actually have to answer this, and then you can kind of attack like this. So this kind of attack, I might just give up these stones. I might actually just give up these stones once you do this attack, because white's not too far behind, or white's not really behind at all because he can do that. He has that up there. So like this, when you reach this stage as white, you realize it's about dead, and you just kind of give it up. So I think that's the way he should do it. Because if he does this and I don't answer, then this becomes a real this kind of becomes a big problem. Because if I connect, he can just go here and kill these 4 stones, and I can't allow that. So when he does that, I have to I have to like connect here, and then he has this move. Either connect here or do some kind of fixing move. So maybe this is better. I don't exactly know. So white black essentially gets this down here. White gets this over here. It's a fairly even trade actually at this point. So it's not bad. It's not a bad trade. But this kind of lets me out, and that's no good. I think I could have just gone here and then just come out. I think that might have been the better move. Yeah. That probably was the better move. Black just gave up too much down here to not get anything from white. So you have to either do this, or you have to either do this or do this. You can't give up the points down there because this is most obviously dead. Especially if you do something like that. So that ends the game. This is just like a really complex corner fight here. This is just a pretty complex corner fight here, and you have to read this out. That was where the game was decided. But realistically, like for black, you do, like when you're playing this, you do need to realize that you can trade this. You can trade these stones for like these stones, and that's what you're really trying to do here. You're not trying to make these live. You have to get the G13 Sente and then basically kill these 3 white stones in order to make it worth it. Because trading this side for that side is about even. Because you're giving up a ton of points on this side. So that is that review. I'm going to create another game, and I will play maybe 1 or 2 more, depending on how much time I actually have, and depending on if I get anyone to actually accept my challenge, because it is really late at night, and maybe like not too many people actually want to play. So we will see. We will see. I'll wait for a couple minutes. I might just end up playing the AI if there is not another accept to my challenge. I usually don't have trouble getting people to accept my teaching game challenges, but like I said, it is
Game
like
started.
1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, we got another accept. That's awesome. So I'm going to pass 3 times for handicap 4. Because that's kind of like my
Pass.
basic... That is kind of like my basic way of doing handicap.
Pass.
And the thing is, like, for people watching, I have discovered
Pass.
that I actually have discovered that they do like games where my opponent actually has a somewhat of a shot of winning. Because if I play even, unless they're using the AI, which is actually really obvious when they're using the AI, they don't really have that good of a chance of winning. I usually wouldn't take the second one because I'm just going to invade here. Since the group is generally no longer under threat, this time I'm going to take this particular... That's fine. Okay, I will take that as well. That is alive. It's not dead. He is building a lot of thickness around here. I will say that. But I am gobbling up a lot of the territory. So I'm actually okay with this particular way of playing. Now, black is still way ahead. There's no denying that. And me playing these like Josekis generally is not favoring towards me. But I do have to play these Sentes, and the rest of this game will really depend on how well he knows how to use the influence. If he knows how to use the influence, that you actually just ignore. You can play this. Hmm. Okay, that's fine. I think that's actually the right response. But I'm actually going to go this way instead of the regular move. I don't know if I should respond to that, actually. I think I'm going to go over here because it's more important for me to strengthen this. So here you just take the stone. Remember, he gave you... this isn't bad because, remember, he gave you 2 free moves. He actually gave you, like, 2 free moves. So letting him get that isn't really all that problematic. Is it still problematic? No, it's not. I just got to make sure that's alive. This over here, though, you do want to jump out here because, okay, I mean, that you didn't have to do that. So I got to figure out how, like, because right now what the game depends on is this, what he does with this thickness. Because I've taken most of his other points, so it really depends on what he does with his thickness. You don't want to invade too deep. So placing a stone, this is actually still pretty deep. Placing a stone here or something I think is fine. I'm actually just going to go down if he does that. I'm not really trying to attack him there. I'm just going to jump back up. My goal here has more or less been accomplished. Also, like, the under is better here, most likely. I'm just going to do this. He doesn't have to answer like that. Giving me more free moves is never, like, a good thing. I'm going to kind of reduce his influence over here now. This is kind of like making it too easy. Like, there's just not much points here, so I'm not going to, I'm really not going to really try to push too hard. This is going to be good. Because that's 3 points for me, and plus, there's not many, this move is big, but because I have this clamp move, there's no points in here. So this is the time I'm going to fix this issue. Going to go straight down and destroy the rest of this territory. I am pretty sure he is still ahead right now. But the margin of victory is, the margin is getting basically closer and closer to where it's like pretty even. So I'm going to see if I can make a territory in the middle here. By threatening him. I'm pretty safe with this group right now because of this move. He has to... Okay, that's fine. I mean, like, this is a big problem for him, obviously. Like sometimes you just gotta, like, if there's only 1 or 2 points available, you just gotta fix the cuts, right? I mean, he answered this in the right way, but sometimes you just gotta fix the cuts. Actually, that was probably not a great play by me, now that I think about it. He didn't need to do that either. I have some kind of a framework here at this point. You really don't need to do that. See, like, I just made a couple of points here in the middle by using forcing moves on him. And this is how you try to develop points, like, in the middle of the board. Yeah, I'm gonna just... This is actually pretty big because it gets him the corner. But do I sack this and do that? There's a lot of points here. But there's also a lot of points there, so we're going to do this. There's not that many points there. I think this is pretty important. I guess that wasn't that important. I do have to fix this dig thing here. Not really sure what, because like if he plays here, I definitely have some trouble. See if I can find a cheap way to fix this. Okay, mission accomplished. Okay, he does that. He fixes that. I'm going to come up here. This is still alive. There's no trouble with this. I'm not going to answer that. Now it's just a case of like big moves, right? That did not need to be answered like that. That also did not need to be answered. See, like, the thing is, like, every one of these things you answer me reflexively, I'm gaining points on you. That is something that Q players do have to realize. Like, every time you answer one of these, I am gaining some points on you. That's actually fairly large. I think I should block that because I want to make sure this is alive. It's alive because I have a point there, but I mean... So like this is going to be a point here. It's going to be Sente, and it's going to be a couple points. There's no points there. But there are indeed points like somewhere in here. I'm not sure exactly where, but there are definitely points in here. So I'm going to go ahead and block. I'm not going to bother with that. I can just do this, I guess. Okay. I've actually made a pretty good pocket of territory here. This is a very peaceful game, but there is a lot to learn from these games. Making more efficient moves will give you the win a lot more sometimes than making like, you know, really fancy moves. So this is pretty big because he can do... No, actually, it's not that big. I take that back. It's not that big. This is where it becomes slightly harder to figure out what's big or not. That's not the way to go. I was trying to get this move. Oh. How did I forget about that? You know what? I think I just... You know what? I think I just like instinctively thought he actually... I think I instinctively thought like he actually fixed that, and I didn't really check to see that he actually fixed over there. Okay. So I do have to pay more attention. Like you would obviously fix there, because if you fix there, that's not really a fix, and you're not threatening this group, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, somehow I missed that. I'm not exactly sure how, but I missed it. That's also... okay, that's fine. Yeah, I should just do that. Sorry. There was something he could have tried there. I don't think it would have worked, though. Okay, didn't need to do that. There is something in here, so I'm going to have to fix that sooner or later. Once all the liberties are up. Right now they're not up, so I don't really need to do that. But once all the liberties are up, I do believe there's some kind of goofy stuff in here. I'll go ahead and chance it. I probably shouldn't. Now I'm going to connect this, and now there's nothing in there. That was actually fairly big because that's 2 points.
Pass. Remove the dead stones.
Yeah, this was just a game about like more efficiency,
You
more
have
or less.
won.
So I'm up by 24.5. He let me get way too many points in the middle. But these are the games where you can actually learn a lot about being more efficient with your moves. What's Sente, what's Gote. So if you're trying to get from the SDK level to the Dan level, these are the kind of things that you actually have to start paying attention to, especially as you go higher and higher in the SDK level. So I'm here. He does this. So generally, there's 2 moves here. You can jump here, and because black actually has a stone here, it's actually worth it to jump here. But I took the Sente and went over there. So the thing is, like, if I was actually going to do this, I would just do this right now. Because it has, like, white would do this, you would do this, I would do this. And then, like you would play this over here. Because this here is more threatening because I didn't have all these stones here. So the potential over here is much bigger. So if I was going to do that, I would do it probably right now. And surprisingly, like this is actually an even trade. This is about an even trade for both sides. You get the thickness, I get these 2 moves here. You do not spend another move capturing this right now. Those 2 are not that important right now. They're not that big. If you do that, you are going to lose. White has an advantage by getting an extra move. So I decided to go here. Yeah, like because you built this wall over here, I would most definitely pincer. Because, like most likely I would do something like this. And there's a lot of potential over here. So building this is I do believe building this is the correct thing to do. Because you got to use the wall for something, right? Like if you just let me comfortably expand over here, the wall is not all that useful. So that's why I would prefer the pincer over the more like traditional move. Most of the times the traditional move is correct, but since you have this wall over here, the pincer is probably better. You did right on the pincer over here, but this is sort of already kind of settled. And now it's like kind of Gote for you, but you still have this huge, huge thing. Like as well, when I do this, I would have probably immediately done this. And the thing is, like, if I do this and you do this, I mean, it's Gote for you, but there's so much potential over here on this wall. Same play, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, here, definitely either here or here. One of these 2. You did that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. There is a difference. There's less potential. I guess there's less potential on this side, so doing this is fine. I think you should go this way. Yeah, this is fine. That's fine. I'm getting this. Going down here, I should have jumped out here, but I didn't want this to get attacked, so I came up. So like right now, if you look at the score, I haven't really gained any points over him yet. That's going to be kind of a lost thing. Like I'm just not going to answer that for the most part. It's worth more to me if I just go over here. That's fine. I take that. And then that's not a good move. That's not a good move because I don't have to answer it. Like if you give me Sente at any point, like I'm going to take advantage. You have to calculate this out. Like if you do this and I don't do anything, what can you do besides take this one stone? If it's only, and no problem, man, I enjoy doing these streams. If it's only this one stone, it's not very big. You don't threaten me, and since you don't threaten me, you're giving me a free move, and a free move right now is really big. So I did this first. Threatened to come out here. You should still make this Moyo here, because even if I do this, you can kind of just, you really can kind of like sacrifice. That stone isn't that big. You can just kind of sacrifice it, I guess, and make this Moyo here. Because like if I do this, you don't have to connect. You don't actually no. You can do that. If I do this, you can just do that and then just cut. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if I do this, you can do this and then just cut. So that's actually problematic for me. So I can't actually do that. I forgot about this tiger's mouth. So you didn't really need to do that. Then I come out here because I don't want you to come down this way. This is not important because since I've actually played this move, this group is no longer under threat. So if you play this, I don't actually have to answer. I should have just played out here to basically destroy this Moyo. So I play this. So a move like this is always going to be Sente. It's always going to be to your advantage. So you should just play this first to increase your thickness here. And playing any moves out here kind of threatens these three. So this move is always yours to take. You didn't need to play this move. People play this move if there's potential over here. But as you can see, like I already have these 3 stones here, and there's no potential over here. Your group isn't under threat, so you should not play here. So I actually don't know how to invade this giant Moyo. I should have done this first, but I'm going to invade this big Moyo, and you should definitely here you should definitely cap. Like you built these gigantic walls here. You got to make use of the gigantic walls. You can't just play defensive when you're this thick out here. If you're that thick and you play defensive, I mean, you're making the thickness for nothing. So like this, like you have to use your thickness to attack other people. If you don't use your thickness to attack other people and just settle for small bits of territory, you're not going to be able to compensate for the amount of territory you actually gave up earlier. So that's definitely not the right way to go. I mean, I should have done this, but I got greedy, and realistically, I would have done this. If I was playing if I was actually playing another person of similar strength, I would have either done this or done this. Although this doesn't really mean much because these two aren't saved yet. So I probably would have just come out. But I got greedy, so I did this. And of course, here you should still cap. These 2 stones are still pretty weak on a regular basis. And it's actually kind of hard for them to make 2 eyes because you have a wall on this side and a wall on this side. Remember, you've got to use that wall to actually attack my stones and get advantage from attacking my stones. You can't just fix all your cuts because, first of all, I can't cut there, so there's no point in doing this right now. So, by you fixing all these cuts, you basically let me destroy your Moyo without any kind of trouble. They want you to do this because if I do this, you can get this for free. That's kind of why they want... actually, no, you don't even have to do that. You can just come up here. I actually have to connect, and then you can just... you get this. You basically get this move for free, and that's pretty important. That's why they want you to do that, because this is always going to be Sente. Here, this is probably not big enough, but it's fairly big, so I retreat out. I don't think that's the best way to do this. I mean, you have other moves like this out here, clamp, or even underneath. And what you do by doing this is you give me better eye shape. So there's no reason to do this. If I Atari, you can just connect. I can't threaten you here. So right now, there's no reason to do this. You would generally do this if there was a shape issue here, but there's really no shape issue here. The influence here isn't going to, like, doing that doesn't improve your situation. So I'm going to come out here, and essentially, now this is much, much harder to attack. But like the thing is, like, you're looking to try to secure your territory, but you spend all these stones. So if you secure only 10 or 12 points, that's a big loss for giving me the corner there. So in terms of trading, like, black is just losing out on these moves. I'm not doing my best, obviously. There's more optimal moves I could play, but every trade I'm doing for black is losing more points than me. So once again here, like, this group is not really under threat. If you use this move, you're basically securing 4 or 5 points here. So, and that's not big enough. Realistically, I'm only following you up because I know you'll answer. If I was playing a stronger player, I wouldn't actually do these moves because I know they're not actually going to answer me, and I would actually lose out if they don't answer me. So, like, this move, I wouldn't actually do because a stronger player would basically ignore me and play something more bigger. This group is not really that much under threat, but since I'm basically playing this because, like, I know that's a losing move for me, but I know the follow-up move that you do will lose more points for you. So by default, I gain because you're losing more points than me on every move. Like, if you look at the AI calculation, I lose 6.2 on this move, but I'm pretty sure you're either going to do this or you're going to do this. So regardless of which one you do at that point, and of course, if you do this, I can just double Hane, right? So no matter which one, no matter which one you choose, I'm going to be gaining off that move because it's -6 for me and -9 for you. But if I knew that you weren't going to answer that move, I would definitely play something else. Same thing here. Like, actually, like, this move, I'm not really sure which way I would Hane. Like, this is actually better, but it does let me come through here. But you have to realize that, like, by taking this stone, you destroy some territory down here. You don't let me base, and there's not that much territory here. But realistically, I think most players, like even high Q players, maybe even Dan players, would actually take the outer Hane because they don't want white to come in here. Right now, this is actually a pretty big move. But this is not a key move because it doesn't threaten white anymore. I guess playing against your opponent is fine, okay, but why not just make the best moves? See, here's the thing. Like, because when I do this move and he does this move, I gain 3 points from that, and then I can just make the best move anyways. So the thing is, when you're playing a handicap game, you have to gain points somehow. You have to gain your points back somehow. And if you can actually guess that what the opponent's going to do, why not just take a 3-point advantage first and then do the next best move, right? You only really lose out if he already knows, and you only lose out if he already knows and he doesn't answer you. So basically, like, when I'm doing like this move or this move, I'm depending on the fact that he will be conservative and that he will actually, like, lose more points on me than the next move. And then, like, once I have that positive exchange, once I get that positive exchange, I'm going to do, like, the move I would have regularly done. Because remember, like, I'm giving this person 4 stones, right? So it's like I'm spotting him 40 points to start. Like, you can actually see from the beginning, right? Like, you can actually see from the beginning, like, he's at plus 40.4 from the very beginning. So I have to get those 40 points back somehow. Otherwise, I'm not going to win. So same thing with this move. Like, this move isn't very, like, what I'm guessing is that, like, I'm going to save these 2 stones and he's going to spend another move fixing this cut over here. I think for a similar ranked player, he wouldn't actually spend another move fixing this cut here, or he would do some move to threaten me and he would fix this cut in Sente. But I'm kind of depending on him actually, like, making another move that I don't have to answer to. Now, other ways to fix this cut, that I think is a better way. Yes, it does leave the peep, but it does actually threaten this group more. or like something like this, it basically fixes this cut, because if I do this, you can just kill me. It basically fixes this cut, but it threatens like this group so much more. So I'm basically depending on not to do that and just basically fix this in this way. So I basically get to save those 2 stones for free. So that's the best move. I have to connect here, and it strengthens your group a little bit, but your group's already pretty strong. So this is actually a really bad move right now, because you taking it, yeah, that's like a couple of points, but it doesn't threaten this group, and I get another free move. Realistically, I should have played out here, because that's the biggest move right now. It solidifies my shape. This is like, if white plays this move or this move, if black plays this move or this move, this shape is still not very good, and I kind of have to answer. And if you have an extra move here, you can actually try to basically surround some territory here. So I play this. Once again, this is too defensive. If you want to really play that way, this is too defensive and it leaves a big error. If you really want to fix this, you either just connect or Tiger's Mouth or something. I don't really like Tiger's Mouth here, but you either just fix your cut, or you just kind of do this, let me come in and then go somewhere else. There's not too many points here for me to destroy anyways. You can actually do this here. Just try to attack those 2. You're not going to be able to kill it, but it disrupts white's influence up here. There's multiple aspects to every go move out there. So here, I didn't bother to save the stone because it's just not worth very much. I was going for the territory out here. Yes, this move is always Sente because you can kill my group if I don't answer. So you should take that Sente first. You don't need to block this because you really don't. You don't really need to block this, because if I push here, you can always just connect the bottom. Remember, this is only 4 or 5 points in here. So if I kill those 4 or 5 points, it's not really a big deal. And realistically, once again, if you do this, if I push here, you can just go here instead. Right? I have to answer, and then you can just block. So that's another sequence you should be looking at too. So here, so here I played this. So this move would be fine. This move would actually be fine, or even this move. So essentially here, what I'm doing is I'm fishing. I'm hoping that you'll play here, and I'm betting that you'll play here. Because if you play here, yes, you get this stone, and it's worth 2 or 3 points, but I get so much more from the center. And I'm really hoping you'll do that, because the more you help me solidify this center, the more points I'm going to get. I was thinking about, like I said, I was thinking about doing this, and basically just, I'm basically just doing this, because that is a lot of points in the corner, and there might not be enough center influence points to actually make up for that. So I was really, during that move, when you made this move, I was thinking about going here. But I decided to take the safe way and connect. And then we're going to do that just to solidify we have enough eye space in here. This honestly is a little too weak of a move. It's not enough points. I should have gone here, but yeah. So that's actually a bad move by me because you don't have to answer. I don't think this move has any purpose. It just strengthens my center territory, so I don't think that move has much purpose. This move doesn't really have any purpose at all because there's no potential here. So instead of that, you're going to let me get one of these moves. See, the thing is, I was kind of afraid of this because I don't think I can actually go this way. Because oh no, wait, no, yeah I can, never mind. I kind of forgot about that. So yeah, I did that just to strengthen that cut, but there wasn't any cut. So I do this. Here, here once again, here you have to read that there isn't that much. There aren't any points here. Your group here is not under threat. It's kind of connected, and there's plenty of eye space, so you don't actually have to respond. The thing is, like, if I play this and you respond, I already gain from it. Like, I'm gonna play this because I know you're gonna respond. Since you responded here, I'm gonna guess you're gonna respond here. But the thing is, like, if I didn't think you were gonna respond, I wouldn't play there because it's just not worth all that much. So like the thing is like part of the thing that's actually part of the way to move up SDK is just to figure out like which of these moves you don't have to respond to. Because like think about it, if you are in a game against a similarly ranked opponent and you start not responding to their moves that don't really cost you anything and you make big moves, you're going to slowly gain advantages little by little on them. And then those advantages do add up. Like, remember, I'm spotting him 40 points in the beginning. I didn't kill any of his groups, and I ended up winning by like 25, 26 points. And it's because of little things like this. Every time I do something like this is negative 3.9 for me, this is negative 5.0 for him. So I gain a point there. I gained about 2 points off of this one. So like on this exchange here, I gained 3 or 4 points. This is actually a useless move by me. I don't know why I did this. This is also not a very useful... I guess I did this to try to threaten this cut. But I don't think I would have made this cut because I don't think I can kill this group. I don't think I can kill these two. I'm going to do this because I need to solidify this group here. You do this, but this doesn't really threaten me right now. So we're going to come here and block this out. You do not need to do this right now. And the right way to play this would be to do this anyways, because this doesn't work. So I finally do this. That was the biggest move in the game by far. So you're seeing like I'm getting all the centes here. And if you look at the score, it was about even when we were like playing this here, but through those couple of moves, I gained about 10 points on him. Because you're responding to every single one of my moves, instead of like trying to look for the biggest play on the board. That's actually another lesson in the end game for like people trying to move up SDK. Like when you look at the end game can actually win you or lose you a lot of points, and you have to like try to figure out what is the biggest move instead of just responding to all your opponent's moves. Like when I do this, you have to look at how many points are actually down here and how many points is this Hane worth. This Hane is worth more than you Hane. So you block here. I'm going to take like this charge first. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. Yeah, there is this move. So this particular move, I have to do this. I think you end up with Sente here. But anyways, you connected. So I get this Hane. I'm going to connect. You can see like just by those few moves, my advantage moved up from 11 points to 15 points. I wanted to make sure this had 2 eyes, but I didn't really have to do that, I guess. So I did that. It's also fairly large. These are okay. See, like, I'm just taking small advantages here. Because, obviously, like, I know that's Sente. Where did I go? Oh, here. I was trying to break these points here, so... you can't actually kill me here, but there's certain advantages. Like I would just go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do this. Because those are like Sente moves for you. You can't, I don't think you can kill this. I don't think there's any way you can actually kill it. I don't know. No, you can't kill, I don't think you can kill this. Can you? No, no, I don't think you can because you'd have to go here and then... There is a Seki there, actually. Oh, no, there's not. I know I played that wrong. Here, you do. Oh, yeah, I don't really have to answer this. I'm going to just come here. You can. I mean, you can do that, but you're not going to be able to kill me. Because I can just come here and do something like that. So I can connect back. You can take these points though. So there is actually a lot of moves in there. After I do that, like all that stuff essentially just goes away. Then I'm gonna block here and do that. The rest of this is finishing up. I gained a couple more points, but the thing is, like, what actually made this game, like, what made me win this game, because going into the end game, we were about even, but I gained about 20 points on him on the end game because I know how to use forcing moves to get Sente, and I know which moves are bigger, and I don't just reflexively respond to my opponents during the end game. Now, sometimes that screws me because I have lost games like that before because I didn't respond to something that I should have responded to. But the thing is, you need to get in the habit of thinking like, which moves do I actually need to respond to and which moves are bigger. So that is going to be the game for today. That is the last game I'm going to play. It is really late here. It's like 2 in the morning. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow.